And yes, you are welcome back. It's Friday Break with Coach Wendy. Yes. Are you ready? Are you excited? Today, we are talking about expensive school. Come closer. Let me tell you. If your child is in an expensive school and you think that that's what is going to solve the problem of learning, hmm, trust me, that's not the solution. Is it okay for you to go to an expensive school? No. It's not about expensive or no expensive school. It is about going to the school that suits your child. Now, how do you even know that a school is for your child? You see, that a school is good does not necessarily mean that that school is for that child. One thing I've learned over the years is that every child has a school that is suitable for them. If you don't find it, that child is going to struggle. Yes, and you're welcome back here. So, today, over the week, we've been talking about understanding your child's learning style, which is a course that's currently running at the academy. And while I was speaking on the first module, I said the fact that a school is expensive doesn't necessarily mean that it's good for your child. And the team decided that this is a conversation we should have with you on this YouTube channel. So, number one is that the right school for your child would need to first of all align to the right value for your family. Now, I found something in recent times. We make school choices just because it is raining. In fact, I've actually heard people say, my son has gone to that child school because their WAEC result is very, very excellent. Are you one of them? That if that is you, now you need to climb out from that table, right? You're talking about school being all that. Does it align to who you are? But before you even go further, one of the things we teach at the Intentional Parent Academy Inner Circle program is that you would need to actually understand your value system first. So if you don't know your value system, you've not created. Now let me ask this question. If you're listening to me and you don't have your family value system in place, and I don't mean the one that is in your head, the one that is printed, put somewhere that everybody in your house can see. If you don't have one, just say no in the comment section and I will send you a link to get the family value guide so that you can build one. Number two, learning style compatibility. I realize that every child learns differently, of course. But some thrive in traditional structure, environment. There are children who will never learn in those environments. Is it okay for the child not to be able to learn in structured places? No, but you need to start from the strength of the child before you can now build on their weaknesses. So, one of the things that you want to do is to first of all understand how your child learns. So, if you understand, for instance, that your child is a kinesthetic learner, our son, who is 15, is a kinesthetic learner, we understood his learning style at about 6. So, that informed the kind of school we actually took them to. I remember a very interesting story. So our son had gone to this school first time, and both of them, I have a set of twins. They've gone to this school, very flashy, glitterati, and all of that. And you know what? By the time we got there, I began to realize that day after day, that school was not suitable for our children. I started to begin to question what exactly should I be looking for. I think that one of the most tragic mistakes to make is to go and get a school that is not suitable for your children and aligning to your values and their learning style. So I actually started to pray. I said, God, please show me the right school. And trust me, prayer is so great. But after you pray, you need to do the work. And I began to realize that, okay, our son learns a certain way. Whatever school that I'm going to find, it has to be the one that aligns. And I didn't know any school as at that time. But I knew how our son learns. Truth be told, God actually really literally led me to the school where they went to in primary school. But you know what? There was a work that I had to do. What was that work? Understanding how our son learned. How do you see what you can't see? How are you able to check what you don't know? So even if God had led me to that school and I didn't know why I was there, it could still have been a waste of time, a waste of the direction of Holy Spirit, really. Sometimes some of us have that. We're in the place where we're actually wasting the direction of the Holy Spirit. Just because we don't have enough knowledge to back it. That's why the scriptures say, my people perish for lack of knowledge. And every time that I think about it, I'm like, that's how I could have really perished. Because I would have remained in that school, high flying. My children would have gone to that school, high flying. Maybe our son would have struggled. Who knows? Now, the beautiful thing is, our son who struggled to read went to this other school and excelled so well. Is it possible that the school that your child in is the problem why your child isn't learning? Before you blame the school, it is because you do not understand how your child learns. So therefore, it is affecting the kind of choice that you're making. And then another thing that you want to look at is the emotional and social well-being of the system. A high-cost school may actually have high competitive atmosphere, right? And everything, but might not even have the emotional stability your child needs. Is that school emotionally stable for your child? Now, if you have a kinesthetic learner and you are in school where your child cannot play, cannot move, you literally kill that child's learning because a kinesthetic learner only learns when they move. These days, I see schools that have, you just buy, just get, rent one duplex, start your school, and then there's no playground. That means there are a set of children in that school who will perpetually have to suffer just because we don't know that some kind of learners will need to move to learn. Another thing that you want to look at is in this school, what kind of curriculum they run? You can have that big expensive school and yet it is the wrong kind of curriculum. Now let's go back to what it is that I was saying about your child and understanding your child learning style. You want to actually get into that course so that you can understand how your child learns. The place where you start the conversation about learning is actually where you understand who your child is. Understanding your child's learning style changes everything. And that's one thing that will help you to get involved as a parent. Because you will get involved from the viewpoint of who the child is, not just who you are. Which is one of the mistakes that a lot of parents make over the years. I have come to a place where I realize and I recognize that when you understand who your child is, parenting becomes a lot easier to actually do. Most times, our problem is that we do not know who we are parenting. I want you, while you're listening to this, to ask yourself, do I really know who I'm parenting? Do you think that the school is going to help your child learn? No, the school won't. Do you know why? Because it's in your understanding and your alignment that helps the school to actually be able to help nurture your child. And even if your child is highly intelligent, I usually say that nurture overrides nature all of the time. So before you make that school choice, ask yourself very key questions. Another thing to look at is the safety. And when I talk about safety, I'm not talking about schools under lock and key. I'm talking about schools that have the emotional safety, the sexual safety, the body safety systems in place, and also a system of accountability, both for their teachers and for the students. We have a particular guide called 100 questions you need to ask before you choose a school. And that's one guide that you can get. You can get it in the description from our seller store, where you can actually ask the school those 100 questions to confirm exactly what kind of school your child should be in. So for the coming year, which is September as you prepare, please attend our back to school masterclass. It will help you to actually make choices and the understanding your child's learning style course. When you do, this will open up your mind to actually be able to understand who your child is and make the right choices for them. Remember, if you do not know your child, you can help. You can only know the person you can only help the person you know. Don't forget to return here, subscribe, share this video with family and friends. And of course, remember that you are the first teacher of your child, not the school, not the church. You need to get back to do the job. My name is Wendy Ologhe, and I'm called Africa's #1 parent coach. I'm the founder of the Intentional Parents Academy. See ya.